Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to another round of Cooking with Ryan. This time I'm going to be making Thai yellow chicken curry. And once again, I posted a link to the ingredients at the bottom page. The amount I'm cooking for is enough for like almost 10 people. Basically, it's about 5 pounds of chicken. This is chicken thighs, which I cut out the meat, and it's just the meat left. I cut out the fat too, but there's still fat on it. This is my favorite to use for this dish. You could use chicken breast. You could keep the chicken meat on the bone, but I like to cook it so you don't have to eat it off the bone. Chicken breast is the most common way, but I like thigh meat. Other ingredients are red potatoes. You could use russet potatoes. I use like 4 small ones. Another ingredient is carrots. I use 2 carrots, chopped up like that. Again, it's onions. These are like 3 small white onions. And then I used about like, this is garlic. Maybe, I don't know, 8 cloves or so. Okay? And all the other ingredients are on the pictures, and you'll see them as I add them. So the first part is to heat up your pan. And I want to use this kind of pan because we're going to put a little bit of liquid in there later. So the first thing to do is to heat up your coconut oil. And like my other recipe, I'll be putting in a little bit more because I'm cooking a little bit more. So I'm putting in about this much. Big wad of it. So there it goes. Okay, so just let that heat up. I'm not adding any other oils except for maybe chili oil later, but just let that coconut oil melt into liquid form. There we go. I wish I had one of those ovens that have the fire, because like the gas burning stoves, I think you can control more of the heat distribution. I have the well, this is in my place. I mean, there's an oven here in my place, but it's just the regular ovens with the heat pan. So I'm going to add only half of the onions into here. The other half of the onions I'll use later. So pour in about half the onions, and I'm going to pour in the garlic too. Okay, so just stir that in there. And basically you're trying to go for the onions to be clear. Should take a couple minutes for the onions to be clear. Translucent, another word. Just kind of stir that in there. Yeah, that already smells good. Love the smell of garlic and onions on the stove. It's really good. Okay. Yeah, the original recipe I kind of modified again. The original recipe I found on like Rachel Ray's like recipe for a curry chicken. But yeah, I like to change it up a little bit. I put a little bit more sweet and spice in my dishes as usual, but the curry is really the main ingredient here. You know, this curry, it's like a yellow paste that comes in this kind of bag. And then the other thing about the curry is I like to put the curry powder. Well, that'll be later. Just wanted to show you that now. A lot of coconut cream too in this dish. So the first part here is just to saute your aromatics, the garlic and the onions. Let that kind of soften up a little bit, because this is going to add flavor while you're cooking into your chicken. So basically the chicken's going to be next. Some recipes call for coconut cream to be added, but I like to wipe the chicken out in the outside first before I put the coconut oil and the coconut cream in here. Okay. So maybe another minute here. Let that simmer. Yeah, I have a higher pot, so it's hard for me to stand the camera up. Let me see if I can get a better angle in there. A little bit better. Okay. Stir it up a little bit. Make sure it's cooking evenly. All right. Yeah, this dish was requested by my auntie to post a video of how to cook this dish. She came by one weekend and really loved it. This dish goes the best with white rice, white jasmine rice, which I will be eating with later. Okay, so you can see the garlic is starting to brown a little bit. So that means it's time to add the chicken. So let's go ahead and dump in all the chicken here. There it is. A lot of chicken. This is a lot. This is like cooking for a party. And I am cooking for guests. My mom and my grandma are coming back from a trip. Let's give them some food. Okay. Just stir that in there. Oh yeah. You're going for like a nice coating of the chicken with the oils. That's why I put so much oil, because it has so much chicken. You know, you kind of balance out the portions there, but you know, I eyeballed it. It's probably like a quarter cup of that oil, which is a lot, but I got a lot of chicken here. So what we're going for now is to basically stir it just to get the chicken surface white. You can see here it's already white here, but we're trying to get that on all sides of all the pieces of the chicken, which would take maybe a couple of minutes per side. So again, the point here is to mix in the onions and garlic with the chicken. Let's soak up that coconut oil. Okay, go. I'm gonna let it sit on one side and warm up there. This is medium heat, so fairly high. I like to push the pieces that get stuck on the sides down, so it cooks into it. You know, and also everything kind of just cooks kind of evenly and nicely, and it's always together. I don't like it when the pot is cooking like spotty. I kind of like it balanced. Okay, so you can hear it sizzling. Okay, I'm going to give it a stir. You can see it's starting to lighten up. Good. There we go. Let it push it down again, flat. Nice and even on the pot. Okay. There we go. Still a bit of pieces that are very pink. That's okay. Just want to give it a nice initial burn. Nice initial hot sizzle. Cooking chicken, I mean, you got to make sure everything's cooked with chicken. I'm not trying to cook it all the way right now. I'm doing more of like an initial burn of the skin. I'm trying to keep the inside still kind of soft, but the outside I like to be a little bit more firm. But it's going to soften up anyway during this cook because we're going to be boiling and simmering it for quite a while. Overall, the prep time in the beginning to chop up all the vegetables and to chop up the chicken and to get everything out and set up, it was like roughly about 15 minutes. 15 minutes to just cut up all those vegetables. I don't really like cutting up vegetables, but it's something you gotta do if you want to eat. Okay, so yeah, this chicken is close to being kind of white. I mean, there's still some pinks here, but it's coming along. So at this point, I'm going to start opening up the other ingredients. I got stuff in cans. I'm basically going to be adding 2 cans of coconut cream. I'm going to be adding some chicken broth, although I'm kind of skeptical because in past ingredients, I don't use this, but I might use it here. I'm going to kind of taste it and decide if I'm going to use it. The curry paste, I gotta open up the this bag here, and just for your knowledge, how much curry paste I'm going to use? I'm going to use half this bag, and this is like, it says 14 ounces, 400 grams. So half this bag is going in there, and it's a very thick consistency. It's like Play-Doh. But you got to cut up this plastic here and kind of squeeze it out. Which is going to be the next thing I'm going to put in there is this stuff. So, chop up a corner here. I like to cut up just the corner of the bag. Not a big hole, because after I'm done with this, I'm going to pretty much kind of air seal it. And it looks kind of gross coming out. You'll see what I'm talking about. But, okay, here we go. I'm going to start squeezing it out. I think that will... Anyway, so there's some right there. I'm going to push more out. I eyeball this, so I look at it, I'm like, okay, is that enough? Is this enough for this chicken? And I'm putting a little bit more because I want, this stuff's going to melt. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. I'm trying to go for like what ratio it is. Okay, that to me looks good for this amount of chicken. And I think I did pretty much use half the bag, maybe a little, like a tad bit more than half the bag, but there's still a lot in here. So you can see how much I used. Okay, so I kind of mushed that in there. Let that heat up. That's curry paste, and you could find that at any Asian market, even American markets in some places. But I like this brand, May Poi. They're pretty good. All right, so let that coat in there, and you can see the curry is kind of, starting to melt and mesh. It's starting to coat that chicken nicely and gives it a nice little brown color all around. See, the oil is still good. This is like a good amount. This is a good consistency here. There's going to be a lot of liquids that are going to be added here, like I said. So the next step is to add the coconut oil, and I'm going to do that now. Now the thing about the coconut, there's two things. There's coconut oil and coconut cream, or excuse me, coconut milk and coconut cream. A lot of recipes for Thai, this dish, this yellow curry Thai dish, asks for coconut milk. But I've done that before, and the thing about using coconut milk is it's not as thick as this. It's just like a bunch of, coconut milk, like very watery consistency. When you'll see this pour in there, you'll see it's very creamy, which I like. So I don't even use coconut milk at all. I use only coconut cream in this dish, and 2 of them in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice little stir. At this point, I'm also going to reduce the heat to medium. It was at medium-high. I'm just going to put it right smack in the middle to medium. Open up this can. I'm going to shake the can first. Really, because like some of the cream gets stuck if the can is just sitting on the top for too long. So you want to mix it well before you open it up. Okay. So here it goes going in. Look at that. Oh yeah. And I like to get every bit of cream that's in there. And what I do is I kind of splash a little bit of drinking water in there. And also give that little drinking water, like just mix it up in there a little bit and then get all of it. It's a nice way to kind of get any kind of sauce that's in a can, just mix it. So, okay, I'm going to eyeball this. This cream, you know what? One can might be good enough. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. That color and that consistency looks pretty good. If I added another cup of cream, I think it might be too much. I think I'm gonna, let me think about it. Yeah, this might be good enough. Just one can. Okay. But I mean, it's up to you as what consistency of liquid amount you need. Like, I could put another can. You know what? Actually, I think I will, because I have a lot of vegetables going in on here. And the vegetables absorb water. I think it kind of, if I put all the vegetables in here with this amount of liquid, I think it might be just too much of the meat and vegetables and not enough liquid. So I'm going to actually add the second can. All right, I thought about it. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to add a second can of cream, coconut cream. And as far as brands, like, you know, I see this brand all the time and it's good. There's a lot of brands for coconut cream. And I think it's like anything else, like that you're shopping at a store. You know, you see different prices for different things. Why is this can of coconut cream more expensive than another one? And I think to myself, okay, you know, you get what you pay for. So I get like mid to high, like, relative price of this coconut cream. This is like, I don't know, a couple bucks a can, which is fine. So, you know, go ahead and stir that in. Like the color, you know, if you have too much coconut cream, yeah, your consistency or the color is going to be kind of white. The color that was there before with one can, to me it looked good. So I might be adding a little bit more paste, curry paste again. I'm going to add another nub like that. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat up again a little bit more here. I want it to kind of sizzle. There's a lot more in here to heat, so go ahead and just stir that. Okay, next thing I'm going to add is curry powder. Now, what's the difference between curry powder and curry paste? Well, the paste is like, it has curry in there, but it's the heart of this dish. There's a lot, most of the flavors come in here. This is a spice. This is like a flavor, but they have spice in here. But I add this to complement the curry paste, which if I don't add this, it's not going to be as good. But if I only use this and don't add the curry paste, it's not going to be as good either. You need both, a good balance of both. So I'm actually going to put quite a bit of curry in here. A nice coating at the top. A good amount of it. Okay, this much. I'm also going to add my favorite, Layu chili oil. I'm going to put probably 6 dashes, 6 squeezes of the button on this thing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then sometimes you could add salt and pepper, and I think I will. I will add a little bit of salt, maybe like a dash, a couple splashes. A little bit there. And then some pepper. Costco pepper. Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay, now I'm gonna put in the rest of the onions. Okay, mix all that together. Okay, that's nice. See that color there? That's kind of, it's very yellowish. I would like it to be more yellow. Maybe I did go overboard with the cream, but it's okay. I'll keep adding spices to it and maybe a little bit more curry paste later. For now, this is the time we want to tenderize the chicken. You're probably wondering when we're going to add the potatoes and carrots. That'll be now. So go ahead and dump all your potatoes in there. And dump your carrots. Carrots and potatoes, they both heat up and become ready at almost the same time. Like different vegetables, depending on how thick they are or how thin they are, cook at different times. Like if you're going to cook leafy greens, you want to add that at the end of the dish, right? But these more thicker, tougher vegetables, it takes time for them to become kind of cooked in liquid. So you can see here, imagine if I didn't have that second cup of coconut cream, this would be kind of too much, like too much meat potatoes. But this is a lot. This is a lot of food I got here. I'll be probably also sharing this with my coworkers. Okay, so at this point of the dish, I'm going to set the heat to medium. I want it to be at a slow simmer. Okay. And I don't want any more liquid to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and let it simmer like this for about 20 minutes. And I'm going to actually have it covered. I think that'll be better to have it covered. Wrong lid. Have it different for that one. All right, so I will be back, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to add or edit this at all. I'm just going to stop the video and then have a second part. So see you on the next one.